up, everyone? Here we are. We're back. Another live stream, this time without lag. Hopefully, because I'm back in the Netherlands. Good to see you. Good to see you. I watched the VOD, or at least partly, that I made from the stream yesterday, or I checked the VOD of yesterday, the live stream. Oh man, it's laggy as well in the VOD, so really, really bad. But it was the only option I had to go live. But now we're back in the Netherlands, cable connected. And here we are. What's up, everyone? Good to have you here. Saraga, hi, Kevin, Afshin, still in France? Nope. Nuzli, welcome. Hamza, cheers. Rostam, what's up? Awesome, Mystic, welcome. Empty Clip 24, welcome. First time I see a comment from you. Good to have you here from the US, I guess. 54321, Perkyo, Mr. Brownbug, Temistocles, it feels so good. The daily dose. The dopamine. Yeah, it's difficult to make content when traveling. Like, honestly, if you're a content creator, or let's say in the trading space, it's actually really difficult to make content and travel because there's so much going on. You know, and your internet might be really shit. So, like we had yesterday. Kabang, how you doing? Kabanga Dimitar, welcome. Overset Tim MT, good to have you here. Did you see that Elliott released a software annual fee 8K? I would need to check. I'm curious to hear what type of software. Is it a software to like that counts the waves, like a AI type of automated wave count software? Because if so, it is interesting to see a trailer or some sort of a test, but you know, you want to judge it, and I would assume that if Elliott Wave International is releasing something, it is according to their standards, which generally are high. So, but I would like to see a trailer or like a test version, I suppose. Mars Go, how you doing? Puyana Bastani from England, from the UK, welcome. What's up? Otto, yes. Kiwi, how you doing? From New Zealand. Must be morning, early morning for you. By Prechter, I see. So they've been on the AI train, I see, as well. Bear market did Bitcoin fell to the third wave. Is it a fourth wave? Time? Empty Clip, yeah, on the weekly time frame, still wave 4. On the daily time frame, we expected lower, and yesterday I will do a short review of what I mentioned yesterday in the live stream because it was so laggy. But for the people that figured it out, yeah, there was no proof of support, no CVD divergences or grind up, bearish CVD divergences all the way. So yeah, no interest for longs. Hakbani, much love from Saudi. Is there any chance we can see? This is for Sunday. Sunday is the altcoin stream. But welcome from Saudi, man. We have the Esports World Cup currently in Saudi Arabia. So I would guess if you're from Saudi Arabia, you may have heard something about it because it's a big thing, and it has started already. Lol's Landstorm, pleasure. Christian, good to have you here. I'm back now. At least like so before we go into the analysis, I will shortly explain to you what I did in Nice, or what happened in Nice. Also what's going to happen the upcoming few days, and probably later this month. And then we go into the analysis. So I just came back from the south of France, Nice, and the only thing I did is shower. Didn't have dinner yet, whatever. My wife is having a nap, a power nap, giving me the opportunity to quickly shower and immediately jump on a live for all of you. Now, it's not going to be a very long live stream. I'm also tired, and we still have dinner later. But I at least wanted to provide you with a bit of an update. So so what happened in Nice? What's up, Mark? Muddy, welcome. From Turkey, been there Serdar, what's up? Leva. So, for the ones that don't know, I will relocate together with my wife to the south of France, and we got a nice apartment in Nice. So we were there together with my mom, as she speaks French. So I have a French speaking mom. She is from France, by the way. She's from Paris. I never got raised in two languages, so my French is not that fluent. So it's good she's there also to translate certain things. Now, how we approach relocating to the south of France is we start with renting an apartment, and then at a later stage we buy, because we first want to check if the lifestyle is something we like, and living there is different than holidays. So before getting stuck to something like a house, we prefer to have a rental. So we got in touch with private owners, amazing couple, like they're in 65, 70s, they're very old. And they had many calls, but eventually they chose for us, which is lucky, right? Because they have experience moving abroad and they know how difficult it is to find something when you move countries. So and my mom, she called them a lot to explain stuff. So yeah, big thanks to all of them. So on Tuesday, when we arrived, we met up with the owners. We got a tour in the apartment as well as the area locally. And in the evening, we had a great dinner at the promenade. So we're very close to the beach. We're 10 minutes away from the beach, 10 minutes from the train station, 27 minutes from the airport, plus minus. Like it's very well connected. Great public transport system. We are about like 10, 15 minutes away from the city center, like the biggest shopping street in Nice. So that's awesome. So yeah, it's an amazing place. Awesome apartment, nice view. So we're happy. And then yesterday we stayed in Nice because the flights back were fully booked. And if we wanted to fly back yesterday, we had to have one transfer somewhere instead of a direct flight, which sucks. So instead, what we did is just be there for the day. So my wife has a real estate company that she is pretty much starting, but she's been preparing for many months. So while we were there, we did a bit of her work as well. We visited a few properties, met with some agents, and I just support her in her work. So I tagged along while my mom was shopping for the day, and she also tagged along for one property because she is very interested in real estate stuff. Then today, flight back and stuff. So yeah. That's that. With regards to the room, I see Dawa, welcome, Marco. Good to have you here. I haven't yet visited Bulgaria, so that's something that's still on the list. I haven't been in Nice in a long time. Yeah, it's still great. We had a great time. The weather was amazing as well. There's nothing wrong with the Netherlands. Absolutely not. I love the country. I love the Netherlands. I do. So there's a few reasons. First of all, it's a lifestyle choice, right? The weather in the south of France is on average in a year time better than in the Netherlands. A lot more rain here, a lot more cloudy, gray days. It's colder, but it's a lot more sunny in the south. Weather is better, which opens the door to more lifestyle activities. I love the mountains myself. I used to be a snowboard teacher. I love hiking. I have a motorbike license, like, you know what I mean? So I love cruising in the mountains and the roads and exploring. My wife's from South Africa, from Cape Town. So she grew up with the ocean, with the sun, with the mountains, so it's important for her to feel that same environment, but safer. And besides that, I am partly French. My mom is French, so I have French family, of course. So that's really cool. So I feel at home in the country as well. It's been an area that we visited a lot during holidays. And Oshin, welcome to Gold, man. Silver badge, second month. What's up, Oshin? Cheers. Welcome, man. Welcome. Oshin, you got to send me you got to fill in the form, right? So when you became a member, there's a link to a form. Fill in the form. I'll get you sorted. Cheers, Afshin. Welcome to the top step, man. So yeah, it's a lifestyle choice. It's the weather. It's the environment. It's a very international group of people, of course, in Nice, Monaco, everything there, Antibes, Cannes. Many events are there as well. A lot of sport-related events, which I like because I love doing a lot of sports. So, and also talking about the arrogance, the newer generation, luckily, I mean, they are very much English speaking, which makes life or transitioning a bit easier. And the arrogance is very, very low. I mean, it's average nowadays as anywhere else, in my opinion. So yeah, it's good. It's good. I think we're gonna buy. So if we enjoy France, I think we're gonna buy in around 2026. So I think we're gonna be there for about 1.5, 2 years. Like touchdown, get familiar with the experience, or everything there, and make friends and stuff, of course. And then I think around 2026 or in that year, I think we would be ready to buy a nice property, and preferably that's something that I like myself. I want to have a property on the mountain, still having ocean view, which for me is something that I always wanted. Which, I mean, like just a house on the mountain, not in the city but outside, a nice ocean view, panoramic. That is what we're going to be looking for sure. Swimming pool, yeah, but that's 2026. So that's step by step. Barbie, how you doing? Andrew, will you have the same background setup in your new house? I mean, of course, not the same background because the room's going to be different. Now, the room where I will be, we'll check how, like, we'll have to see how light it is. Of course, there's light coming through, but it's indirect. But I will have the same setup, yes. So I will have my screens and everything goes with. But the desk, I'm not sure about the desk just yet. I love this desk, gotta say. But I might just sell it and then buy a new one there instead of taking everything. But I think we're gonna have a couple of days where we're gonna rent a big van, and we just, whatever we want to take from where we live now, we dump in that van, and we're just gonna road trip to the south of France. So that's gonna be a few days without content, maybe later this month. But of course, that's the transition where we really go and live there. But instead of driving to Nice in one day, which is 13 hours and 14 hours, we're going to make it a bit of a road trip. So 4 hours. We want to visit Champagne, the area, in particular the Moët wine farm, or whatever you call it, like the famous one. So we probably do it in 2 or 3 days. But the setup will be the same. Background, of course, difference, and with light and stuff, I'll have to check. And I still need to get internet there as well. So I still need to figure that one out. So as long as there's no internet there, because I'll have to buy it and stuff, I'll make videos, no live streams. And the moment internet's there, I'm gonna live stream. I did see that I got to figure out how internet in France works. I found a bit of a cable, but it's very different compared to the internet cables I have here, like a general internet cable. So I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. As long as I have good internet, I'm happy. And if not, I'm going to make it good. So just get a great router, great whatever. Big Seal, what's up? How you doing? Bonsoir. That perfectly fine, Afshin. Welcome back, man. I could see you at the silver badge. It's the second month. But good to have you in the team once again. But in case, I don't know if you lost access to everything, but if you did, just fill in the form and we'll get you back there. Absolutely not. It's gonna continue English, guys. 2026 is top of the market. Yeah, I don't really care about top or bottom. So the only thing I really care about is finding a house where we can stay for 20, 30, 40 years. But I do know about the real estate cycle. and the 18-year cycle. Maybe a Band-Aid informed me about that one, or he shared a video. So 2026 to 2030, those are going to be very important years for real estate and general economy by the cycle theory, which I'm unfamiliar with, by the way. So I might just talk shit here, but yeah, it's based on the theory. So yeah, but we can't, like, I think in this apartment we might be able to stay maximum 5 years if we really want to drag it. The thing is that the owners eventually want to move into this to retire. They're already very old, of course, and they want to move into this apartment. It was their home back in the day, so we can always find a new one, but you know, we'll see. Edward, how you doing? Amsterdam. I lived in Amsterdam, and Amsterdam is good, but yeah, it's still the Netherlands as well, right? Which is, by the way, again, an amazing country, but different lifestyle. Less fragile nerves. I'll try the voice of Pi. I'm in gold opens up. What happened when it opened? I'm in gold opens up. What happened? Well, when you have an open position and you have a selling position, you make profit when the market goes down and you lose money when the market goes up. So that is pretty much what you're doing here. I would recommend to first read about how trading works before opening positions. So yeah. 2026 is the top for the cycle. Will be another 1 year bear market. Wow. Gabriel, you turned bearish real quick, no? I would love to know what scenario made you that bearish yet. So for me at the moment, there's no reason yet to think about bear markets. It's also not the highest probabilities from an Elliott wave point of view. So I'm not really looking into it yet. We still need to lose significant levels on the chart before giving the highest probabilities to such bearish scenarios. So yeah, but we're going to start the analysis now. Factor Cole, what's up? How are you doing? Altcoin, I row it. In that case, Bitcoin has to stabilize, right? And when the probabilities for Bitcoin increase for a low to be in and more upside, that is when the altcoins will likely start rallying. As long as Bitcoin goes down, alts go with. No, that is like the general thing. So I mean, look at the list. I mean, Bitcoin is red. Everything is red. No, so yeah. Okay, Christian, how you doing? Blaster, what's up? Venom, welcome. 10K and bound soon. Blaster. Yeah. What's up, Christian Schöner? How you doing? Good to have you here, man. Hope you are doing good. Okay, let's start with the analysis. I'm gonna do the weekly time frame and then cover the daily, and I will share my thoughts about what happened locally. I shared my thoughts in a live stream yesterday, but I can imagine many weren't like too keen on watching that live stream because it was so laggy as I was on my mobile network. So I completely understand if you did not watch it. But I will explain the reasons why the probabilities were higher to move down. I'll explain once more what I was looking for in case we wanted to see price moving up instead of down, and what would increase probabilities to see the continuation down, which eventually we got. So it's going to be a little bit of a summary, but yeah. So I didn't change my folders at all, so I might still have some old stuff that I have to change. Also, once again, this live stream is not going to be too long because we came home, I showered, I went live, I didn't have dinner. My wife had a nap, she's having a shower right now. And we are tired, yo. So hopefully you understand. Okay. Okay. Let me remove this. always lower probability, but that's, we still cover this, and this is not relevant. Oh yeah, oh that's interesting. Okay, yeah, I mean, shall I do a more complete analysis? Am I gonna? Yeah, I mean, why not? I'll put in low time frame stuff, or not low time frame, but some low probability things, so that we can explain. Right, give you the most information. This is also interesting. Let's cover this as well. The weekly gap. The channel, also interesting. We're gonna cover that as well. We're gonna cover this as well. There's this Kun at the beginning. It's not gonna be too long of a live stream, and then here he goes, literally putting all the folders in there. Okay, that's not relevant. No. No. Oh yes, I will cover this, by the way. Okay. Nope. The bearish, are we going to talk? Yeah, I mean, we're going to cover this just because it's been mentioned in chat. I will cover this here and then here. Move this one down. This one always was low probabilities anyway. Okay, I think we got ourselves a great list of lots of stuff to cover. Side note before I start, so tomorrow, 5th of July, we have some news, right? 2:30 p.m. Central European time. Some more volatility. Let me refresh this chart because I haven't done that yet. And I also like to use the CVD chart for what I'm going to talk about when I talk about the summary, like a little bit later. So, okay, we got a lot to cover. Sure, I can feel I'm tired, Joe. Malta, nice. Malta it's a great place. It's as a holiday destination, like short term, it's a fun place to be. Been there a few times. The main street, very active, very fun. Set your timer. Yeah, I will. 65. I'm 72. It's as old as you feel, right? They are also very fit, by the way. They hike in the mountains behind Nice and everything. So, and it's good, man. 72 and fit. Props to you, Josef. I think many people can learn something of you, like from your lifestyle, the way you lived, and the sports you do. So big props. And also, you're one of the, I think it is 5% of the viewers on this channel that is above 65 years old, or even less, maybe even. Eduardo, welcome. Cheers, Christian. Okay. Do what is best for you today. Yeah, it's going to be sleeping and not too long. Okay. Okay, let's start. We have a lot to cover. Again, everything that you're going to see appearing on the chart now is stuff we're going to cover. So be prepared. Starting on the weekly, going to the daily, and then explain why locally we were looking for price to move down. And then what happened, right? So hopefully it will help you in your trading as it does me. This is, if you continue saying this is going to be long. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Suhail? How are you doing? Okay, I need to remember the time. 30 minutes into the live stream already, and we haven't done anything except for talking. So, and explaining why, of course, I was gone for a few days. Oh, that makes me think. 1 minute. Tomorrow will be a video. Tomorrow afternoon, I will do a live stream. Tomorrow evening, I might not be able to make a video because on Saturday, I'm going to help my dad to move stuff from his house to his sister's house, which is a couple of hours driving, couches and all that stuff. So probably on Saturday, it might be a problem for me to make content because I'll be gone the whole day helping my dad, and then I'll be back again on Sunday. So just so your preparation or your expectations are met, weekend is generally a sideways ranging structure. So being gone in the weekend is not as bad as being gone during the day, I suppose, during the week. Yeah, so tomorrow morning update, tomorrow afternoon live stream, tomorrow evening probably nothing. Saturday will be difficult, and then Sunday we're back. Okay, so let's start. Weekly time frame, 31st minute. On the weekly time frame, your first bullish scenario here, till invalidation is hit, which is the red line, is a 1, 2, looking for 3, 4, 5. Lower time frame or internal time frame. I'm tired. I need to restart this. My talking is rubbish. What minute are we? 32. Perfect. Okay, so bullish scenario number 1, right? We are looking for a bigger impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure. Inside the yellow wave 3, we're looking for another 5 wave impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. The common target for this wave 4 is the 302 to the 05. Now we are hitting the 302 for the second time now. We're going to zoom into the lower time frames to have a better idea of what to expect. But at least you can see what the common target area is. The 0.618 is your invalidation, 49.3K. The moment this is hit, this scenario will go off the chart. The folder will be removed, and your bullish scenario is a bigger impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in this particular case, your target area for 4 is simply bigger. We have already hit the target area here as well, the 0.236, 57.1K. We've hit it twice now, right? So in both of the bullish scenarios, we have hit the minimum requirement for potential impulsive continuation. Of course, the lower time frames are not very bullish because we are simply moving down and losing level after level. But when thinking about which bullish scenario is most important, it just depends on the lower time frame. We are just prepared for, hey, we have a bigger wave 4 target, right? And this is your most bullish scenario where your wave 4 target is smaller. Because here you look for a 5, 4, 5, so 2 more pushes up. And here you only have 1 remaining push to the upside. That's the biggest difference between the two, but it depends on the local lower time frames what we get. So here we have target area 23605, 57.1, 42.8, and then the golden pocket 618 taken from the low to the high of 3, 37.7. That's your invalidation. You're going to be looking for price to move up in both of these scenarios. The bullish scenarios remain a higher probability unless we are starting to lose significant levels, which I will cover in this scenario in a second, the bearish scenario, right? Now on the weekly time frame, which is what you see now, we have 2 weekly gaps. This gap over here was touched once. Now just for the ones that don't know what a gap is, we have a candle here, a quick move up, and then we have the second candle with a low. This creates a gap on the chart. Candle A, candle B, candle C, right? So you create a gap here. Look at the 2 bright white lines. Oftentimes, the first time you touch a gap, also on lower time frames, it acts as support or resistance. Nice support, we move back. Hitting it a second time, the probabilities do increase to fill a gap. However, generally what we say, the moment a candle closes inside the gap, that is when the probabilities are high to fill the gap. Low of the gap is 53K. In confluence with the weekly order block, which is the red candle that you see here. On the weekly time frame, preferably you stay above the value area high here. So these are, by the way, volume levels, value area high, point of control, value area low of a volume profile that you can take of this range here. Nicely respected in the past, right? And from a range trading perspective, you actually don't want to lose the value area high, move back in, retest and go and then break the structure. That would be a bit of a problem. No, probabilities are then increasing to move to the point of control, which would pretty much invalidate the bullish scenarios on a weekly time frame, which of course is completely irrelevant because we are still at 58k. So, but this is important support because we have the weekly order block, the low of the weekly gap, the value area high in general, an important support resistance area on the chart as well. And then also we have a channel taken from the low to the first time hitting 30k. I spoke about this channel last week. Nicely respected, moving above the midline, support, hitting the top, midline, a little bit of an order block on top of the top line here, the upper line, and then moved up, retest, and eventually now we closed a candle inside the channel, which increases the probabilities to move to the midline. Okay. Now currently the midline, if I would go down with my cursor, is sitting at 50.9k. Of course next week it's a little bit higher, 51.4. The week after it's a bit higher and higher and higher. Mind you that this is the logarithmic chart. So you can see that the area, the lower 50s, high 49, that is very important support for Bitcoin. Now losing 49.3, as we have seen earlier, is not immediately drama because of the bigger bullish scenario. Oh, I still got a text box here. This one here, the probabilities remain higher for the bulls. But if you lose 38.5, this low here, in other words, if you're going to move to the point of control of this range here, that is a problem. Right? The probabilities, again, are not the highest, but I want to provide complete info. So here you go. The most bearish scenario, of course, by a mile is a flat A, B, C, and then up, right? Very unlikely, low probabilities, but preparation is the key to success, no? So your target would be below pretty much 15k. Now, only probabilities would increase to be, you got to take out 38.5 before this even really becomes relevant. Moving below 15, by the time we are at 38, this is stuff I already have in I suppose my mind, but there are other scenarios on the weekly instead of a wave C below 15k that also increase in probabilities if we go down here. But for now, that is your most bearish scenario, but not your highest probability scenario. In that bearish scenario, if you're looking for a flat, which is what you see here, regular flat, A, B, C, wave B hit the 1 to the 105, which is a regular flat target. You need an impulse to the downside, 1, 2, looking for a bigger 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, retracement, and then go down, which means that on the lower time frames, this is going to be your scenario. 1, 2, looking for a big 3. Minimum target for 3, 43.9k. The probabilities are low because price hit the 886 taken from the start to the end of wave 1. And the 886 is a very rare target for a wave 2, but it is common for a wave B or a wave X, increasing the probabilities that the touches we have here are either a B or an X, increasing the probabilities this move down is either a C or a Y, preferably wave C, which is an impulsive structure, increasing the probabilities to sooner or later continue the trend towards the upside, right? So this is a very important, well, almost like a signal, I suppose, but it's a very important sign on the chart. The fact that we hit the 886 increases the probabilities that everything here is simply part of a corrective structure, and the probabilities are a lot higher to continue towards the upside at a later stage. One of those scenarios that leads to price moving down is a zigzag A, B, and then a wave C to the downside. Common target for your wave C is what you see on the chart, the yellow box, 54.6, 43.9. Most common target is the 1 to the 1.236, 54.6, 50.5, right? Which again is in confluence with the weekly order block, which is this range, the low of the weekly gap, the volume profile, value area high, and side note, this is the channel on the, I need to go to log, and you also have the middle of the channel in this area. So the 1.236, right? Interesting area for price to possibly find support. We have to observe the reaction. Very, very nice. I'm actually also very happy price turned out the way it did, because if you would visit some videos of mine that I recorded when price was here, we started talking about the psychology scenarios and the bearish scenarios, which included the zigzag, because I was not happy with this being the low. People counting double zigzags in here, and I don't know what, like, also it's so low probabilities. Preferably this was either a wave A or 1, or this was a wave B for then an ABC flat structure. But the moment wave C was very long, I'll talk about that in a second, the probabilities for a zigzag do increase. So we've been keeping an eye on it. Yeah, we wanted to see the low of A taken, because that's a minimum target for your wave C. I don't know what I have. Oh yeah, so a potential scenario, and I will show a alternative scenario as well, by the way, which was posted by Samith in Discord, is here your leading diagonal. This is, by the way, your wave A. Let me keep this on the chart. Zigzag in B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in C. On some charts, this high took the high on the left, which would be an invalidation. So an alternative is to put your wave B here and then have a structure like this, which is what Samith posted in Discord. So credits to him. Right? Where everything feels very zigzaggy, very three-wavy, which is something that I agree on. So something that he keeps an eye on. And so I've been gone for a few days, and of course people are counting and doing things, and I try to keep up. But Samith in the gold channel, so in gold we have an Elliott waves channel in Discord, which is where I am most active, and I read everything and I see what everyone does, and there's great analysts in there as well. Stuba, GZ, Samith, Pistachio, Flotti, Bettina, and Samith posted this earlier when I quickly looked, and it's definitely a scenario I think is interesting. Where if we can make a low for A, move up for B, then people might count this as the final, right? People might count it as eventually a final 5 in, but instead you're gonna get this, right? So that could be interesting for sure. So that is a scenario at least keep in mind. The one I have on the chart up is for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 382 touched, common target for a wave 4, looking for a 5 down. Of course, the minimum target is the low of A, which we have almost taken, because it always happens. We just missed out on taking it the first time asking, right? We knocked the door, but it didn't open. So yeah, probabilities are high to still take this low. You're so close to taking it. Okay, now combinations never have the highest probabilities on very high time frames. It's just definitely something I like to keep an eye on. But I explained why the probabilities for a zigzag were higher than a WXY. Just because of the awkward structure here, a WXY for a short period of time was definitely the most interesting scenario. But now, if this is an ABC, then look at the range that you have here, which lowers the probabilities for any 3-waver to the downside, increases the probabilities for more impulsive structures to the downside here, because we can't really nicely fit in this big range in a ABC type of structure, unless we need to do something like this. Doesn't really match too well yet on the lower time frames. But yeah, I already explained the reason why the probabilities went down for this is wave C. We spoke about time many times. but A, B, C expanding flat in wave X, wave C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in some cases in truncation, but your wave C is very long compared to A plus B, which lowers the probabilities as wave C ended after the 2/5 time taken from the start of A to the end of B. So preferably we're looking for a zigzag. Also, generally, it is recommended to first look for simple structures, which means zigzag, flat, triangle, and then go into complex structures. But it's good to have them on the chart and to think about them and at least observe them, right? So yeah, two scenarios that have a low probability. First of all, your bullish scenario, 1, 2 continuation, already had low probabilities for weeks now, but we now touch the 886. You know what the 886 means. Same for the bears, same for the bulls. Any move up has a high probability of being corrective and not impulsive. Low probability that this is the low of a wave 2 and you move up in an impulsive wave 3, right? And with regards to the triangle here, which is almost invalidated if wave C is going to move below wave A, the probabilities that the reason that the probabilities are low for a triangle is twofold. It has to do with this structure, and it has to do with your wave B. First of all, your wave A has to be a 5-3-5 zigzag. Just a side note, by the way, triangle, just a few rules. 4 out of the 5 waves have to be a simple zigzag, 5-3-5 ABC up or down. One of the waves can be complex, by far most commonly wave C, as mentioned in the Elliott Wave Principle book, Elliott Wave International, right? Wave C is mainly the one to keep an eye on, not any of the other waves, or possibly D as a secondary. And of course, the zigzags have to apply impulsive structures, impulse A, impulse C, with the impulse rules and guidelines and probabilities. So if this is a wave C, then we need to count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either wave 4 is over 6 times longer than wave 2, lowest probabilities, or your wave 4 hits the 618, which pretty much invalidates a wave 4. So low probabilities for a wave C in here. No. And in your wave B, you can only end wave B here with some sort of a double zigzag, WXY. But as mentioned, WXY in a wave B, not great, right? Because we want to see that in a wave C. We want wave B to be a simple ABC preferably, and then wave C to be a more complex structure like a WXY double zigzag. Also, wave Y minimum target is preferably here for double zigzag. Yeah, you know, that aside, it's just not a great structure in wave B, so not great probabilities. Yeah, I don't know why I put this one in. We pretty much just lost levels all the time. What we have been looking for, of course, on the lower time frames. So just a short summary of what we were looking for here. Moved above value area high, point of control, value area high. Move back inside the range, retest, point of control, retest, value area low, lost, retest, retest, closing a candle inside. Now what we were mentioning here is if we close a candle inside, retest, and continue to break the structure, we can expect price to move to the point of control. We did not find any support with a retest, neither did we move back above the high here. Yeah, and now we're of course where we are. With regards to what we were looking for locally, okay, 1 second here. So we had the 3-wave structure up, price moving down. Remember, we had bearish CVDs here, bearish CVDs here. My live stream yesterday was here. Now, as mentioned, the probabilities were higher for price to sooner or later take out that low. Just a summary again. If this was the low and we look for impulsive continuation up, there's only 3 structures you have to keep in mind. An impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or a multi 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, boof. Off in a 3. Impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, doesn't work, right? 4 overlaps with 1, 3 also very short, just no chance. That means we were looking for either diagonals or double 1-2s, which also did not have great probabilities, because for a diagonal you need a 1, 2, or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5, but your wave 4 went too deep, eventually invalidating it because we took the low, which means the only diagonal left was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that's not relevant because really a diagonal is never really relevant unless you have your wave 4 finished. So no high probabilities. And for a double 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 continuation, wave 2 retraced too deep, hitting the 886 here, then took the low, which invalidates it. But also a second 1-2 had not or lower probabilities, because this here counts actually better as an ABC. But also this second structure up, right? Is longer in time, well, pause, than your first structure up. And preferably in a double 1-2, you have a shorter second wave 1. It's preferred, it's not an invalidation, but it does do stuff with probabilities. Preferably a double 1-2 is a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, or quite similar in length, but shorter is usually nice, and then you move up. But eventually, anyway, you took the low, invalidating that as well. So yeah, we were, probabilities were a lot higher to take that low, either sooner or later. Right, which we have now done. What I answered a question from Sibel yesterday, and Sibel asked, "Hey, Koen, we have bullish CVD divergences here on the chart, right? Is this important? It's something to keep in mind." Now let me show you what Sibel saw yesterday. So if we remove what we have now, or the info we have now, then here you can see higher low in price. Right, but we have actually a lower low on the CVD, both on blue and on yellow. So of course, if people did not zoom in to what happened here, they can only see this bullish CVD on a 1 hour time frame. But as explained yesterday, as well as earlier when price was here, keep an eye on the 15 and the 3-minute time frame. Because if price moves down and we continuously have price bouncing with bearish CVDs, the probabilities are higher to move down. The local CVD divergences are much more important. What I want to see for price to increase bullish probabilities is a grind up, changing some local market structure with bullish CVDs, no bearish CVDs, or invalidate the bearish CVDs. So let's have a look then on the 15-minute time frame. So okay, we know the 1 hour bullish CVD, cool. But here, the first time, bearish CVD. Lower high on price, higher high on the CVD. That was at the high. Second time here, lower high, higher high, right? And this was the range after I was live yesterday. Lower high on price, look at the yellow line, higher high on the CVD again. So as price was moving to the downside, we consistently saw bearish CVDs. Every CVD here, like the first one here, okay, maybe a bit risky to like possibly short here if you just use CVD. Of course, we were looking for a 3-wave structure. We didn't hit the 1-to-1, interestingly. But okay, bearish CVDs here. Yeah, okay, I get it, right? Might not be too interesting. This one, yeah, you possibly may still have bullish CVD or bullish scenarios. But then we take the low. Pretty much all of the bullish scenarios are invalidated. Plus, we create bearish CVDs here again. This was a must-have short from a CVD perspective and Elliott wave confluence. You take this low, diagonals not relevant, double 1-2 invalidated, impulse invalidated, moving down, right? Volume and bearish CVDs. I mean, yo, very nice. Right, very, very nice. So yeah, you can here I showed it bearish CVDs, and now we are down here, and we need to give price a little bit of time to really do anything. We see some bullish CVDs on the chart at the moment though, higher low in price, lower low in yellow. So yellow shows some bullish CVDs. Yep. And we do at the moment not have bearish CVDs. Now, mind you, we have a low here, what I preferably see, because this is what happened here as well. So be prepared. Just I hopefully, it helps you reading CVD. Here you also had bullish CVD, higher low in price, lower low on the CVDs, right? What I want to see is I want to see a grind to the upside. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Bullish CVDs building. Because right after these bullish CVDs here, we then come down, we come back up, and we create bearish CVDs, right? So be aware, the same can happen here as well, right? So we only have one move up now. So before I personally start to get interested in longing, I want to see price grinding up, 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 and I want to see it continue, right? See some volume increasing, see a bit of a market structure change, see some more bullish CVDs, that sort of stuff. With regards to support and resistance, we had a little bit of support here. Right, I can remove the daily from my chart now, which was the blue box. We hit it once, we hit it twice over here. A little bit of a reaction, but eventually we lost it. So I can make it white because now, of course, it is a resistance area. And we found support on the point of control that you can see at 57.2K, which is a point of control of the small little range here at the low. I once explained why I have this one on my chart, and that is because of my lesson that I learned myself when price was at 30K in, I believe, 2021. Was it? So, yep. So, yeah, that is currently acting as a little bit of support. Losing the point of control here. And yeah, we have a bit of a gap to the downside. If you look at the levels I have on my chart, right, 51.8, nice confluence, 50.49, nice confluence as well. So yeah, we have a bit of a gap. I actually have to check my ATAS to see if we still had, I think we still had a point of control at 54, but it's a bit lonely. But it's I want to have it on the chart if it is there. And then we have, of course, the low of the weekly gap and all the other stuff that I have explained earlier. So this is the probabilities on the weekly, or just a summary, I suppose. Probabilities on the weekly time frame are higher for the bullish scenarios. On the daily time frame, higher to see the low at 56.5 taken. This one here, either looking for the impulse down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or the scenario of Smith, which I think is very interesting. Which especially with wave B being a potential fake out. Yeah, very nice. Anticipating the move nicely, and a very clear potential short explained. Now, of course, you're too late to take the short, right? That one here. But hopefully I managed to explain to you why it was interesting from an Elliott wave and CVD point of view, so that next time you see something like this, you can act on it with confidence. So that you can, you have a bit of a plan, and then you can trade that plan. So yeah, that's that, I suppose. Cool. I will shortly go through chat, but yeah, as I for the ones that haven't heard, I just came back from Nice. I'm very tired. Haven't had dinner yet, just came home, showered, immediately streamed for all of you. So I won't be live that much longer. We're live for a nice hour now, but let me have a quick look here. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, we started at like 32 minutes. The flat for wave 4. I'm not looking for a flat on the daily. Wave B is not high enough. And the only flat that I would possibly be interested in, I mean, not possibly interested, because we would need, it's at the moment not the highest probability, but the only flat I see on the chart would be this, So you have your 3-wave A, 3-wave B, most common target for B, impulse in C, hit the resistance, reject, continue down. Right? This is currently your bullish scenario. Because this is the scenario that moves above the high here. But yeah, you want to see some. I will refocus and focus on more local stuff tomorrow, because I'm done. But yeah, that's the only flat I see on the chart, and then you're looking for an impulse up, of course. Price moving back inside the range, flipping resistance into support, and yeah, and then up. Yep. So that is it's a scenario I keep in mind, but that means your wave B has to be a 3-wave structure, which means this move down has to be a 3-waver, right? Has to be a zigzag in that case, which is most common for a wave B. So in that case, we need to have a 5, 3, and then a 5. That's the scenario that you would need. Something to figure out tomorrow. Pleasure, Time Slatter. Gotta go to Van der Valk. Enjoy. Mirovsky, you had a plan, right? You observed, and yeah, follow the plan. Depends on where you took the long, of course, because now you're also testing resistance again. I explained what I would look for. September should be... yeah, Christian, that sounds about right. From an Elliott wave point of view, if we include FIB time on the monthly, then between March and October 2025 is pretty much an important time area. Cupolini, pleasure. Thank you for saying that. What's up, Tortuga? How you doing? You came in at the end of the live stream yesterday, I saw. So, unfortunately, it's useless information. Well, I mean, if it is useless for you, my friend, then there's probably other channels that will help you. It is, right? Also, if you do not understand or like Elliott waves, then probably this is the wrong channel for you. It's exactly what a bull run is, because at the top, nobody even entertains that scenario. Yeah, you got to be prepared for everything. That is correct, GTP Sleeper. Yeah, so I actually saw GZ did a little bit of research. 1 second, I'll find it for you guys. Because GZ actually compared some charts to see on what charts the high or the low was taken, and on most charts the high was taken. So props to GZ in Discord. He posted this in the gold membership Elliott Waves channel. As mentioned, it's an incredibly active channel with amazing analysts, and that's where I'm mainly active. But yeah, he checked on many different charts. Did we take the high or not take the high? You can see that on most of the charts we did. So that is why I think this scenario from Samith is interesting. It's a very weird scenario at the same time, because there's no overlap between a wave 1 and a wave 4, which you want for a diagonal, but it's not a must, it's not a requirement, but it is most common. And this would be an expanding diagonal, which is also rare, but it's quite simple. Like the daily is actually not too interesting. It's just that locally there's currently just no sign of strength. We've been looking for downside since 72, and yeah, here we are into the 50s. But yeah, interesting. So still expecting lower as well. Oh, yeah. They're always very bullish at the high and very bearish at the low, you know. It's not, I didn't say it is invalid, but it doesn't have high probabilities. Oh, I mean, in the end, it's no problem to, well, you can't send a link in YouTube because it's not allowed on, at least not on the channel here, because of scammers posting links. So just to be safe for the community, so you can't share links here. But of course, everything I use is officially Elliott Wave International stuff, so it's no problem to share links from Elliott Wave International. I mean, in the end, credits to them and Mr. Elliott himself. You know, how do you add them? No, yeah. So it's about the flat, right? So if you have a wave A and a wave B and then a wave C, if you take a fib time from the start first click of A to the end of B and double click here, so just A, B, and then C, right? And then you toggle on the 2 fib time. You don't want wave C to pass the 2, so it's taken, click 1, right? Oops. Click 1 fib time, click 2, and click 3. A plus B compared against C, or actually C compared to A plus B. If wave C is longer than twice the length of A plus B, the probabilities go down significantly for wave C. It's not impossible wave C is that long. It's just we trade probabilities, right? So hey, I mean, that's just good to know. As well, yeah. Cheers, Andrew. Yeah, the volume profile. There was a bearish divergence on the monthly time frame RSI. It's also actually very nice to see RSI correcting. Bettina, by the way, welcome. Good to have you here. On vacation, Bettina, checking the live stream while on holiday. Cheers, Bettina. Hopefully you enjoy yourself. And hopefully you didn't take your hoodie along because it is too warm. But yeah, seeing the monthly correct, of course, is very nice because we had so much upside, so much bullish sentiment. You know, you just want to get rid of that. You want to see price moving down and correct. So I'm happy to see this. It's nice. Oh, by the way, it's also the low of your monthly gap, 49 here. So yeah, it's good to see. It's good for the market. No? At the moment, you can see it's a very three-wavy structure. So you definitely want to continue the trend, of course, for an impulse. Yeah, 50. Okay, I see. Yeah, I'll have to check it. Thanks, Andrew. Cheers. 53,500. Invalidate is CVD. So a bullish CVD. So if you have so if you have price, this is price. Price is moving up and price is moving down, and then right. Now a bullish CVD is a higher low in price, but a lower low in CVD. So if price moves down here, you invalidate the bullish CVD because price takes out this low. So you don't have a higher low on price and a lower low on CVD anymore. You now have a lower low on price and a lower low on CVD, but that's not a bullish divergence anymore. So with a bearish CVD, if you have price moving down and then a bearish CVD is lower high, higher high on the CVD, lower high price, higher high CVD. If price would move up here and takes out this high, it's invalidated. I don't know how many we are. 69 likes. I'm happy to keep it that way. 63,800 to the current price. That's something for tomorrow during the live stream, Afshin. I'm not gonna bother with adding new stuff on the chart now because I came home from Nice. I'm very tired. We haven't had dinner yet. I'm pretty much closing now. Sunny Italy, Bergwolf, how are you doing? Volume, I mean, it depends on what time frame you're counting. right? So if you use volume in confluence with Elliott waves, any time frame is important. But I am personally a 15-minute entry type of trader. So I like the 15, but I also like the 1 hour, 4 hour. I guess those are the ones I use the most. Jen, how are you doing? Nice golden badge. Thank you. Now I need to get back and catch the rest. Cheers, Jen. Good to have you here. Thanks for popping in and writing a comment. Jen's been part of like the membership, first of all, for a couple of months already, and also on the channel. Had some contact by email. Know a little bit more about Jen. So thanks, Jen. Appreciate your comment. Cheers, Patrick. Hope you had a nice time. Absolutely. Yeah, I explained a bit more at the beginning, but we had a great time, and happy to be back now to continue the streams and the content. But tomorrow morning I'll make a video. Tomorrow afternoon is a live stream. Tomorrow evening I probably can't make content because I'll be with my parents. On Saturday I help my dad moving stuff out of their house to the sister, my aunt, which is a 2-hour drive as she lives in Germany. But it's heavy couches and heavy chairs and heavy that sort of stuff, so he needs some help. So probably on Saturday I won't be able to make any content because I'm helping my dad to move stuff to my aunt. But I'm happy. Like Sunday, we'll get back in the groove. Altcoin stream on Sunday, everyone. The O5, always important, interesting area. Bill, welcome. Get some rest. Cheers, Joe. I will. Thanks, Reload. My cool friend liked. Yo, thanks. 78 likes now. Oh, we went above 69. Cheers, Reloads. Yeah, it's time for me to fly. Do you feel counts on the chart rather than the most pro one? No, because actually as an Elliott, so good question, by the way. As an Elliott wave analyst, you always need 2 counts per time frame. So on the weekly, on the daily, 4 hour is, daily 4 hour can be quite close, but then you have the 1 hour, 15 minute or lower even. But you need 2 counts, one bullish, one bearish. One is your primary, your preferred, and one is your alternative, your secondary. You always trade the primary count until invalidation is hit. So I have 2 scenarios per time frame generally, unless I like to explain a bit more in live streams. But in my videos, generally 2 scenarios per time frame, one bullish, one bearish. And at the end of all my videos, I always explain the probabilities. Now, personally, right, from an Elliott wave trading point of view, you always trade the highest probability scenario until invalidation is hit, and then your alternative becomes your preferred, and you're going to develop a new alternative. Yeah. And besides Elliott waves, I like to keep an eye on more things to give me more confidence. No, I'll only black him if he says something again. That's fine. Thanks, Mark. Tell Ashley we said hi. I'll make sure to tell her. 56K. We almost took the low. Very high probability, of course, to take the low as we got so close. On the low time frame, yeah, just wait. I mean, we only have one move up, right? Like very quick, you can have 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4, 5-ish. I mean, it looks a bit 3 wavy here, but there's possible potential impulse A, B, C, corrective structure like a 3 wave A, B, C, for example. 1 2 3 4 5 high, 3 wave correction. Don't want to take the low. Support on the order block 57.5. Move up a little bit further. Move towards the golden pocket locally. We touched the 886 here, taken from the low to the high. So of course the golden pocket here is interesting. Maybe see a bit of a retracement up before then a continuation down to take that low. It could be interesting. That's, of course, a very quick thought. What's up, Sibel? I actually spoke about you earlier, the question you had yesterday about CVD. What's the target for seeing an expanding flat? I would recommend, because I actually want to go off. So if there's any questions about targets for structures, I very much recommend to check the playlist here. And of course, especially the expanding flat video. Everything you need to know. It's between the two 1.618s, the Fibonacci 1.618 and the trend-based Fib extension 1.618 for your wave C. Thank you, Oksana. Thank you. Sorry to brush your question aside a little, but I want to have dinner with my wife after a busy day. Time for me to move to the dinner table. Cook with my wife. By the way, try to get Orange as internet. I'll be asking you guys for advice about internet in France. Thanks for your tip here, Orange. We have the best internet I can get here. I just need the best I can get there. Yeah, and a great router and everything. Yes, Pixel, the 1 to the 1.236, and that's common, as well as the 0.618. The 1.618 is uncommon. So yes, this is most common. Thank you, Mari. Can you scalp 1 min with Elliott waves? Yes, John does in Discord. John HBG. So you can ask him questions, but usually, the higher time frames are more useful for Elliott waves, and I go as low as the 15 minutes. So yeah, Alex O'Stream. Yeah, make sure to check out Alex, everyone. Alex is an amazing guy. I'm not sure if he's live, but he lives in Canada, so he might be live. He's gonna get a kid soon. He's gonna marry soon. His life is gonna turn upside down. So make sure to check out Alex. Is this his stream? Is this his stream? Let's see. Is he live here? Loading. Yeah. Okay. So make sure to check out Alex. He's not an Elliott wave analyst. It's just a really cool guy. So let's say hi. What's up, Alex? Watching you with 135 others in my live. Ending now. You're on stream. Say hi. Are you buying the dip? Wait, the question is, are you buying the dip of the dip that keeps dipping? Yes. Okay, so interesting. Yeah, bounce, lower 55k, 52k, 47k. Of course, I only want to buy dips once I see signs of strength. He doesn't have the 50k, but I think 49.52 would be an interesting one. So I'm going to vote this one. Of course, every bounce is interesting, but locally we could get a bit of a bounce. Yeah, I could see a bit of a bounce. We touched the 886. See price move up slightly. Pop. From an Elliott wave point of view. Yeah. Where is the bull? So we touched the 886. Golden pockets. 61.3. That would align with the scenario from Summit here. 63 is. That would be high though. You still need to look for a bit more support. But yeah, make sure to check them out if you want to. It's my birthday, David, on your birthday. Congratulations. Hope you have a great day in the US. Enjoying your birthday, and cheers for popping in. Crypto sicko. I mean, you tell me, but cheers. Enjoy your birthday. I'm going off now, so you can enjoy your birthday a little bit more. Okay, everyone, thanks for being here. Tomorrow morning, another update, a video, and tomorrow afternoon, the live stream. Right. So thanks for popping in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being so patient with me, because of course my life is turning upside down as I'm relocating to another country soon this month. It has to happen this month, though. It might be a bit of a difficult month some days to provide content, like the last few days. And of course, when I officially move to France, then those will be some lower, some days with some less content. But hey, in the last 28 days, or without France, the last few days, I posted 89 pieces of content in 28 days. So holy moly, die hard. Nee. Belastingbetaal je ook in Frankrijk natuurlijk. Lifestyle, environment. That's the main reason. He's speaking of. Yeah, I'll check Alex's stream later. He's probably saying hi or something. So is okay.
When it pushes back, it still comes back and grabs liquidity before heading up. And very, very skilled. Yeah, so you're, oof. Oh, man. Charles, man. What did Charles ever do to you guys? Check. Boom, boom, boom.
This guy.
Koenz I gave him a shout yesterday asking for a count because he's Elliott wave theory. If you guys aren't aware of koenztrading, friend of the channel, had him on the one time. Mark Dutch kind of introduced us, so thank you, Mark Dutch. But koenztrading, the raccoons, much love to Koenz. I mean, very smart man,
what a guy.
and very, very skilled. And if you want to learn some Elliott wave theory and you want to learn some CVD, cumulative volume delta, this is your man.
Correct.
Look at this.
Cumulative volume delta.
This is the one. Go and learn. But great live stream, great person. Former studying to be a doctor, pro gamer. Great guy.
Cheers.
Check him out.
Cheers, Alex. What a guy. What an amazing person that Alex is. What a guy. Yeah. We're both live talking about each other's channels. Yeah. What a fun dude, yo. His life is going to go upside down with his kid coming, marriage coming, living in Canada, other side of the world. Yeah, he's great, man. He's a great community of otters, the otter community. Okay, everyone, it's time for me to head off. Thanks for being here. Gonna catch you at the next one. And if you go to another live stream like Alex's, say hi to the streamer for me. Say hi to Alex. So cheers, everyone.